Welcome, Cigar Rebels, to our podcast. I'm Mel.
And I'm Kevin, coming to you live from Augusta, Georgia with a Petite Cast.
Yes, on our Petite Cast, we like to cover shorter topics and questions that we get from our viewers. So today we're going to be talking about traveling while you're smoking a cigar. We travel a lot, usually 150 days this past year for sure. And we like to go over what we do when we're traveling.
Yeah, so I looked up the last couple of years and added them up, and sure enough, about 150 days each of the last 2 years, we've been on the road away from our home lounge or our deck at home. Before we get into any topics today, let's take a deeper dive into what we're smoking today.
Yes, we are smoking the God of Fire KPP Grand Toro. This wrapper is a very special wrapper, a VSW, from the Chateau de Fuente, with the binder and filler from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, we've had the privilege to smoke a few of these over the last several months. First at the Corona Cigar Lounge in Orlando, Florida, and then at Story Cigars and Lounge in Lufkin, Texas, and now finally here on the deck in Georgia. And this cigar is amazing. You get a lot of creaminess. It's very smooth. You get a hint of espresso as well as some light baking spice. It really is an enjoyable cigar.
Definitely. I'm really enjoying this one, even though it's a little overcast and it's a little windy. It's a great pairing with this weather out here.
Absolutely.
And we always like to talk about what we're pairing with our cigars. So today we're keeping it really simple. I'm going with a sparkling water to help cleanse my palate. And I just love sparkling water with cigars.
And I'm smoking a cream soda from a craft local Dr. Brown's. And it's a zero sugar. I love drinking zero sugar root beers, zero sugar cream sodas. They just kind of mute the creaminess and help bring out some of those other flavors, such as the espresso or the baking spice. And of course, I have some sparkling water as well to keep my palate cleansed. We do love a great bourbon, a whiskey, a coffee with our cigars, but there's nothing wrong with enjoying a soda or a sparkling water midday, maybe trying to get some work done. It still is a perfect pairing for your afternoon enjoyment. So before we go any further, so know this Petite Cast is being sponsored by Source Elevate.
Awesome. Huge thank you to our sponsor. Enjoying cigars can be a challenge when you're traveling. I know we've run into that, and
Absolutely.
We've kind of curated our traveling experience so that way there we can enjoy a cigar. We love to visit lounges. We run into sometimes the lounges aren't open when we can smoke a cigar, either maybe early in the morning or late in the evening. And so we've kind of gone around the world and looked at ways to enjoy cigars with or without a lounge.
Absolutely. My morning routine is a coffee and cigar each and every morning. And I don't want to give up my morning routine because I'm at a hotel that doesn't allow smoking. It is a challenge. And people do ask us, because we travel all the time, what do we do about smoking cigars while we're traveling? And so it's easy to say that hotels are not our first choice. We do book at hotels occasionally when we need to. But Airbnbs are a preference. But when I'm at a hotel, I can definitely find somewhere to smoke a cigar, although it's not always the preferred place. A quick example is recently we were at a hotel in San Antonio, and on the 12th floor, there was a pool with a small bar kind of out by it, and there was a small table out by the back. And so I was able to kind of sneak out there each morning, pull a chair back around so I was almost blocked from the windows from that little bar hut, and enjoyed a cigar. The view wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best location. And then just a few months ago, we were in Bern, Switzerland. And while we were there, we were staying at this hotel that had these beautiful couches, a nice chair out front, and it was pretty cigar friendly. And so that was a great place to enjoy a cigar each morning. And of course, maybe one or two in the evening before bed. But then another time we were in Fort Worth just about a month or so ago at a hotel in downtown, and it was difficult. I had to walk a couple of blocks to a nearby kind of little area. There wasn't really a bench or anything. I kind of sat on the ledge of this little garden area and enjoyed a cigar each morning. I made it work, but it wasn't the preferred space.
Yes, it can be tough sometimes too, dealing with the weather. I would say we always try and bring the right clothes if we're going to be outside for warm or cold weather, I would say. So either if it's freezing, you can still go out in the morning, and sometimes I'll come out there too and be all bundled up with my gloves and hat. So we have a little fire pit at home, but we don't travel with that because it doesn't travel well. Shocking. But hotels, when they have a nice space, that's great, but that is really becoming very rare to find. And even more so, we've been to a lot of cities that maybe have special ordinances where you can't, stand and sit and have a cigar. You have to be actively moving, or
I was in Boston.
At all.
I was in Boston in an alley, sitting in a chair, smoking a cigar, and a police officer came up and said, "Hey, you can stand up and walk and smoke your cigar, but you can't sit down and smoke your cigar. It's against city ordinances to sit in a public place and enjoy a cigar or a cigarette." And so while we're really all about smoking cigars, I got up and walked around, and then he was happy. And every morning, the next 3 mornings, that police officer was walking down that alley about the same time. And so it really bummed me out. I kind of would watch and make him was so, but Airbnbs are a great space to do that. Matter of fact, let's show you just a quick clip of the Airbnb that we're at here today. So as you'll see here, this is a great outdoor space with a covering. It's got a nice deck, very comfortable chairs. While the backyard's pretty small, it's a nice view. You can see the wind there blowing. As we mentioned, it's a windy day. But this space is beautiful, and it's absolutely perfect for enjoying a cigar. This made this trip a lot better. We got in a couple of nights ago, really late, 10:30. It was easy to sit down. We didn't have to go find a cigar shop. We're able to sit on the deck, light a cigar, wind down from the airplane travel and road trip earlier that day, and really just relax.
Yes, it was great. And I also like to say, if you're at an Airbnb, as smoking your cigars, the main thing is we never smoke in the house. And our goal and what we always do is we clean up to make sure you can never tell that we had a cigar at all at any part outside of the Airbnb.
Absolutely. Respecting our host and honoring them is a huge part. We travel a lot. We book dozens of Airbnbs a year. We have a great rating with them. We want to continue that. We're a preferred guest on that platform. We want to make sure that we continue to be a preferred, because we like to book nice spaces with nice decks. Matter of fact, let me show you a few of the spaces we've been or we're going. The top left is a deck space in New Hampshire that we'll be going to later this year. Down to the bottom left is a space in New Orleans where we're at recently. And then you see a backyard we were at not that long ago. It was a great space. Chairs weren't as comfortable, but hey, when you're out there having a cigar, it was excellent. My parents were with us, and so we're able to sit out there and enjoy a drink and a cigar. And then that beautiful house on the right. I mean, that's the dream setup for a cigar smoker. You've got the top deck to view the stars in the evening, the bottom deck, or if it's raining in the morning, really look for spaces. So when we're booking Airbnbs, not only is the space important, we're looking at a lot of the outside pictures. What is the right space for us? And making sure that we have everything set up we need to really enjoy a cigar.
Yes. And so with that, the space, like Kevin was saying, it plays such a huge role in being able to enjoy and relax with your cigar, no matter why you're traveling, whether it's for business, personal, if you're traveling by yourself or with your family. So we really have, like he was talking about, a to-go kit that we take with us on all of our travels. We have one that we take if we're flying and one that we take if we are not flying, because obviously you can't always take the same stuff if you're just bringing a carry-on on the plane.
So some of those things include the right kind of lighter. The Cyclone lighter by Lotus or Vertigo is a phenomenal lighter. It is able to pack in the car. I keep several of them there. I keep cans of butane in the car, so that's easy. We can always be full. These travel well, both through air and car. We carry simple cutters, plastic cutters. Obviously, we carry a travel humidor. This is the travel humidor by Aria. It holds 50 to 75 cigars. And so that's keeps our cigars right about 65, which is where we prefer them. And of course, the ultimate travel kit is the unbreakable kind of flex plastic ashtray. These things are phenomenal. They're $8 on Amazon. You can see in our notes down below, there's a link to click and purchase these. The great thing about this ashtray is you can wash it in the sink with some dish soap, dry it out really well, goes right in the luggage. This is airplane safe. It makes it through security. So that way, wherever you're at, you have a good ashtray. Because I'm telling you, I've used coffee cups. I've used plastic cups. Those are not the right thing to use. Having this accessory is pivotal when you're traveling. It makes it so much easier to clean up and easier to enjoy your cigar. Also comes with the rest, easily to place that down and move on. So those are the kits that we bring. We'd love to know if you have kind of a kit or the things that are essential to traveling with you. Put those in the comments. Also, if you want to put in the comments where you're from, also, if you have a local cigar lounge that you love, please comment the name of that cigar shop and city. We travel a lot. We've been to about 100 cigar shops over the last few years. And who knows, we might record a Petite Cast from your favorite shop soon.
Yes, absolutely. That's our show for today. Hopefully you learned something and about traveling with your cigar, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we go, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook at Cigar Rebels, or you can join the Cigar Rebel community where you can share pictures of your cigars, your travel adventures, and the other things going on in your life. Have a great day.
See you soon.